say the least, Uvalde has been shaken to its core.
At least 19 children and 2 teachers killed, 17 more injured in just the latest horrific school shooting in America. Officials say the rampage began when the suspected shooter, identified as 18-year-old Salvador Rolando Ramos, shot his grandmother in their home. She called police as her grandson left and headed to Robb Elementary School. The suspect crashed his car outside the school, where he pulled out an AR-15 and began firing at law enforcement.
We need to respond to South Grove and Mill Street to establish a perimeter.
At 11:32 a.m. Central Time, he then abandoned his car and entered the school. Within seconds, he opened fire inside a 4th grade classroom.
All in that unit, stand by. Do not attempt to get closer. We got shots fired.
When he sees the students and our teacher, that's when he starts shooting at the window and the wall right there. So he starts shooting it all up.
4th grader Jordan Legis was inside a classroom he says was being shot at.
All kinds of smoke is like in the room as we're in there, and so we all get kind of by the door. We all get down, and then a few seconds later, I guess he got inside somehow, and then he starts shooting at our door.
Police who arrived at the scene exchanged gunfire with the shooter. A Border Patrol officer then fired the fatal shot that killed him. Jordan was able to make it out safely through a window, part of a group of students who rushed to a nearby funeral home to take shelter.
When we ran to the funeral home, that's when I realized that he could have shot and killed, which he did, but he that could have been me. I could have got shot too. But then that's when I finally realized. That's when I started crying when we were inside the funeral home.
For parents, an excruciating waiting game. Painstaking hours filled with anguish. Mothers and fathers rushing to the school, overcome with emotion as they hold each other back, desperate for answers, waiting to learn the fate of their children. Similar scenes at the Reunification Center. Parents asked to give DNA samples to help authorities try to identify their children. 19 innocent children woke up Tuesday morning with their whole lives ahead of them, all taken away in seconds.
My heart was broken today. We're a small community, and we'll need your prayers to get us through this.
Tonight, our first look at the lives lost, their faces a searing reminder of the extent of the heartbreak. Javier James Lopez, Amiri Jo Garza, her father tells ABC News, please don't take a second for granted. Hug your family. Tell them you love them. Rogelio Torres, cousins Jase Luvanos and Jayla Salguero. The family calls them baby angels and full of life. Eliana Cruz Torres, cousins Annabelle Rodriguez and Jackie Cazares, and the brave, heroic teachers who died trying to protect their little ones. Eva Mireles and her co-teacher, Irma Garcia. The pair had known each other since 8th grade. Garcia was about to celebrate her 25th wedding anniversary. Eva is being praised as a selfless, dedicated public servant.
With Eva, it was just beyond. It was more than anybody else has ever poured into my child. And I've just never seen anyone quite so dedicated. This is not normal. And communities shouldn't have to deal with this, and children in school should not have to.
Today, as this community and our entire nation struggle with the appropriate response, so many are now calling on, demanding those in power to do more. An extraordinary scene at this news conference today with state officials where candidate for governor Beto O'Rourke confronts Texas Governor Greg Abbott, saying he had the power to prevent this tragedy.
Sir, you are out of line. Please leave this auditorium.
Beto then taking his message outside.
The people of Texas are with us. The majority of the people of Texas are with us, but we've got to stand up to this. We could have stopped this if we had stood